Welcome back to Theoretical Nonsense. Today we're going to be discussing Season 4 of The Big Bang Theory. We're talking favorite moments, episodes, best IQ points, best Ryan Sheldon points, and much, much more. Stay tuned. Welcome to Theoretical Nonsense, the Big Bang Theory watch-along podcast. No PhD required.
We're the podcast that recaps all the episodes of The Big Bang Theory. No spoilers.
So hop into your favorite spot,
Make yourself a grasshopper,
and enjoy the ride. Hello there, Ryan.
Hello, Rob.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm great because we are recapping Season 4.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great season. You know what? It did have I will say, I'll get to this, it was a slow start, but it definitely just really just picked up.
I agree. I feel like there were some episodes that weren't great, maybe not that many IQ points, a little bit of a slow start, but overall, probably my favorite season so far. And I don't feel like there was, was looking over my notes, and the dud episodes weren't as much of duds as the other seasons. So the goods were really good, and the bads weren't as bad as previous. So
Absolutely.
I was happy. Yeah,
I feel like it's like that with a lot of shows, where the first couple seasons kind of try to find their footing, try to set the tone and everything, and then it just kind of skyrockets.
yeah, they find their pace and kick it in. Yeah.
Yep. Well, before we dive in, a little bit of housekeeping. We have an email at theoreticalnonsensepod@gmail.com. Send us a message. We like communicating with all of you guys. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We love 5-star reviews, so if you give us a 5-star review, we'll give you a shout-out. And we're also on YouTube at Theoretical Nonsense. Like and subscribe. And also, Happy Diwali to everyone, since this airs the day before Diwali.
Technically, too, we're recording this on... Do you know what Arthur's Day is?
No.
So, the man who invented Guinness, his name was Arthur. And Guinness wanted to make a new holiday instead of just having St. Patrick's Day. They made Arthur's Day. And it was, it's supposed to be today, I believe, the 28th. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I have it written down. And what was it? 2013 or something. Apparently people partied too hard. They only had it one time or something.
Wait, when was this? So it was invented around the time of Guinness, or years after Guinness was
years
created?
later. Where is it? Launched in 2009 by Diego to mark the 250th anniversary of Guinness Brewing. It was discontinued in 2013, so they only held it for a couple years because people hit the streets too hard to drink too much Guinness. They're like, shit, this is chaos. We're going to have to cancel this holiday. But there's some people are still diehard fans and say, yeah, it's Arthur's Day. Let's still celebrate. So
That's so funny. It's like a meta thing. Jason, we were just talking about this in the last episode, Guinness. Jason Momoa's character for Aquaman, his name is Arthur, and he loves Guinness.
oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, a little meta moment. But I actually still have a couple Guinnesses, so I guess that's gonna, whenever we take a break and I need another beer, I guess I'm grabbing a Guinness then.
But technically it's not still held, so I can't actually say it is this day, but I try to keep track of it every year, and usually it's around this time, so the 26th or 27th or 28th. But yeah, it's Guinness time, baby.
Happy Guinness Day, everyone. Happy Arthur Day.
Arthur's Day.
We'll bring it back. Hashtag Happy Arthur Day.
Bring it back. Bringing it back.
All right. Shall we begin?
Yeah.
Let's talk about initial thoughts. We kind of briefly mentioned it, but let's dive into just our overall thoughts of season 4.
Yeah, what did I have right down? We covered that it's a solid season. Some other thoughts I had was that I was surprised that there wasn't more Penny Leonard stuff. That I feel like they broke up and they stayed pretty separated, doing their own things, and part of me would have liked more about them, but between him and Priya, that kept things really interesting. Sheldon and Amy have kept things really interesting, and Howard and Bernadette, I feel like, have been a super highlight this quarter of this season. I also, even though Penny's kind of been not cut out of the group, but maybe not as important a role because she's not the girlfriend anymore, I like that she's finding herself. Her characterization has been really great, and we've watched the first episode of season 5 already. It's clear that she is working on herself and saying, who is she, what does she want? And I feel like that characterization makes her more likable, more realistic. And if she does get together with Leonard, I feel like it's going to be more impactful, not just an on again, off again type thing every couple episodes. I do like her characterization this season. And overall, I feel like the season went faster than the others. I was looking through, I'm like, shit, that was 20 episodes ago? I thought that was just a couple weeks ago. So it was a quick season for me.
Yeah, it's still like 24 episodes.
Yeah.
But I think every episode was interesting, and every episode kind of it was like you said, like the Penny thing was kind of there in the beginning, and then it kind of fizzled out. But then the whole Priya arc, which I really like that Priya arc because it really solidifies Penny, like what a mistake that she made.
Mm-hmm. And she's learning that, and Leonard's not like mad at her, and he's not like trying to make her jealous or anything. I think it would piss me off if he's like, oh, Penny's gonna be jealous if I start dating this woman. But it's like he's really interested in Priya, and she's so different than Penny, and not a completely likable character, but I can see why he does like her. She's a professional, she's intelligent, and she is. I still would like some understanding of why she seems to hate on Raj so much, but she's willing to dress up as cosplay for sex and for her sex life for Leonard. So it's like, even though she kind of poo-poos that side of Raj, like she has some geeky side to her too that she's willing to put up with and take part in.
I definitely like that part because we kind of questioned how interested Priya was. Even like, do you even like Leonard? Are you even interested in his stuff? So it was like a little gateway, like she was trying.
Yeah.
But it's like you said in the last episode, at the season finale, that like, did she care about him at all? Because like, how long did she keep that secret for?
And what was she hoping to accomplish with it? Just say, oh, this relationship's going to fizzle out anyways? Or like, what was her mindset on it? I'm hoping we figure that out a little bit, because it does seem like she wasn't taking it seriously. And did she even like him?
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. Which also kind of, I've watched the first episode, and I kind of thought it would start like later, but it basically, we'll get to that. It starts like the next day. And one of my predictions was that Priya might just not show up for the next season and say she's already moved or something and go from there. But I think it is hinting that she's probably going to come back. She's going to be part of this next season. Maybe not the whole thing, but I am curious where it's going to go and how she interacts.
Well, I will not say anything. Because if you're a first-time listener again, Ryan has never seen this.
It's all new to me, so I'm taking notes on my theories, and I think some of them have been pretty close, and some of them are like, that's way off. I wasn't thinking, so it happens.
Well, all right. Let's talk highs. Any highlights of this season?
So I have 5 of them. The Halloween episode, Dress Up, was great. I can't say that was my favorite episode, but their dress up and trying to be the Justice League together was a great episode. And I like
the New Year's one. It was for New Year's.
Oh yeah, it was New Year's, right? It wasn't Halloween. It was New Year's.
Yeah.
You're right. So
we thought it was a good it would have been a great Halloween episode.
But it was a costume party, and the different people dressing up as Justice League, and yeah, it was a nice episode. I forgot that. I was thinking Halloween, but definitely New Year's. Bernadette's crazy stories are always highlights. She just gets funnier and funnier, I think. Great character. Meeting Penny's father was great, and I love that he's wanting Leonard to get together with Penny, even though he's acting like he's mad at Leonard. He's like, don't give up on her. He's like, don't give up on her. I hate you, and I never want to see you again. Don't give up.
Honestly, if I had a kid that had some quality and I saw it, I would try to push him towards her. Like,
just,
just figure it out.
just go figure it out. Sheldon losing it with Amy, or kind of losing his going insane a little bit with Cats when he broke up with Amy, or kind of broke up because they aren't actually girlfriend boyfriend, but when they stopped seeing each other completely, he got a bunch of fucking cats. I thought that was a great high point to it, to show that maybe the episode wasn't my favorite, but it's a high point to show that he cares about the relationship, and even if he's not admitting that they're in a relationship or girlfriend boyfriend, that he is emotionally there and invested beyond his understanding or comprehension.
Nice, yeah.
I like that. And then again, the finale with Penny sleeping with Raj, that was, I didn't see that coming. And it was hilarious. Great finale.
That was great, yeah.
It's not what it
For
looks
me,
like.
just some like in general, I think Amy was like the biggest high of like the entire season. Just watching her entire arc, just seeing her almost become going from a robot to being more in quote human. Like she starts off very Sheldon-esque in the beginning, and then all of a sudden she just like as she bonds with Penny, like she starts
Becoming more
changing and
socialized.
changing. Even there was even an episode when she was getting drunk and Sheldon was like, "What happened to you?"
Yeah. And her having the monkey smoking in her apartment is a great addition.
Yeah. She's like definitely living her best life and we see it. Like this is like this friendship has been something that she's been looking for since she was 13 years old. And I think that she finally found it. So I loved like Amy and all this. I have some other moments too. Yeah, all the Bernadette stuff too has been great. So my top 5 moments in no particular order, just because I just kind of went down the entire catalog and just noted some moments that I love. Seeing Sheldon's mom again early on in the season when he got all the cats and everything like that. Just watching Mrs. Cooper manipulate everyone. How she's just like so wise. That she just knows how to she knows how to play Sheldon, she knows how to play Amy, she knows how to play Leonard at the end too.
Yeah.
Just that little moment right there. It's like, this is Cooper. Yes.
Bravo.
Perfect. Yep. In the apology insufficiency, when the FBI agent was interviewing everyone, just seeing everybody drop the ball at being such a terrible friend. They couldn't step it up for like 10 minutes. That's all they had to do. A 10-minute interview. All they had to do was say good things about him. They couldn't even do it. All 3 of them couldn't even do it. They all fucked up. In the cohabitation formulation, episode 16, I love it when Amy was like, it was when she was in that bonding moments with Penny, when she was like, she will blindly take her side. Oh, screw Priya, whatever, I'm on Team Penny. But then once Amy starts spending time with Priya, she's like, I take back everything I said. She's a delight.
She's a delight.
That just sticks out to me so much. I just love that scene. Pretty much the entire episode of the agreement dissection, how everybody out-lawyered Sheldon. And then seeing drunk Amy and drunk Bernadette.
Yeah.
And then this this scene lives rent-free in my head in the Wildebeest implementation, episode 22, when Bernadette is panicking about her cover story about Penny's fake boyfriend. She's in the bathroom and she just screams, "He is an architect!" That moment just rent-free.
How did she meet an astronaut? I don't know. It was on set. He's an architect.
So good. So those are my highs. Any other highs?
I think that covers it. I'll talk more about my favorite episode, because my favorite episode has highs in it, but I feel like they're my favorite episode because they are high, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. Do we want to just stay on the trajectory of highs, or do we want to just dip into lows really quick?
We can go into lows. I don't have that many lows this season. There's a couple things I would have wished for. One was, although, and like you pointed out, the dress up episode was New Year's, and they mentioned Christmas a little bit. There was no Christmas episode. And, I love holiday episodes, and I feel like the New Year's episode wasn't.
There was no Halloween episode either.
And there's no Halloween episode either. So, I mean, I guess New Year's is better than nothing, but I would like a Christmas and a Halloween episode. And so that was kind of sad.
That's definitely on my list, too. The lack of holiday episodes.
In fact, have I told you about my issue with Gilmore Girls? Kelsey's been watching that series from beginning to end because she never finished it, I guess, or I don't know if she's just rewatching it for fun. But it gets boring for me. But every fucking episode looks like it's Christmas. So I come in, I'm like, oh, is this a Christmas episode? Nope, it just looks like that. And I go, is there a Christmas episode? And she goes, there hasn't been a Christmas episode in like 5 seasons. Like, she goes, the first couple seasons had Christmas episodes, and then everything looks like Christmas, but it's never an actual Christmas episode. There's snow on the ground.
Like there's snow on the ground. There's like evergreen trees all around
They're
them.
Bundled up with scarves. There's jingle bells in the background, but it's not a Christmas episode. And I'm like, what the hell? It's infuriating. It drives me nutty.
What a tease.
Right? That show is a Christmas episode tease. So my other and once I pointed it out, she's like, man, I'm starting to hate this too. Like, she hadn't realized it before. Right?
You just ruined Gilmore Girls for her.
The other low is, and I can't want too much, and too much would probably be a bad thing, but there was only like one episode with Will Wheaton, I believe, and it was the movie theater episode, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that wasn't much, and I would have liked some reference at least towards the end, because that was close to the beginning, and to kind of balance that out is kind of like, I wish there was a little bit more with that rivalry building in some way, shape, or form, and he doesn't even have to be there, but a reference to it to help it grow as the seasons go on, instead of just dropping it. But those were my only 2 things, not too many bad things, and that one isn't necessarily a horrible thing. It's just something I wish there would have been a little bit more of.
Yeah. For me, like, season 4, it was really tough to really identify a lot of lows. Because for the most part, the entire season was really good. I really enjoyed every episode. But if I had to pick them, I would say episode 12, the bus pants utilization, the whole creation of the app. That was definitely a filler episode. It definitely didn't add to anything, and the whole premise of it seemed ridiculous, because it's like, they even mentioned in the episode, like, this app is only for like 10 people on the planet.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you even why are you even making this? You're not even going to make money on this. And then 2, why on earth would you invite Sheldon to do a side project? Like, why?
It was kind of forced.
Yeah. And then episode 15, the benefactor factor. It had some great guest stars. I'm blanking on her name right now. I wrote it down, but the Archer voice, the mom's voice, Jessica Walter.
Yeah.
So like, I love her just in general. Love her. But this episode it just didn't really do it for me. Like, it was a little choppy, it was a little forced, it was a little, like, not cringe, I don't want to use the word cringe, but it was kind of like, ugh. The whole thing was like, whatever. So
I'll deal with it, but
yeah. So those were my 2 least favorite episodes, but I still enjoyed them.
So moving on to favorite episode?
Let's go into favorite episodes.
You want to go first?
All right, where are you?
Checking back through, I looked up my notes on everything. I stand by that. The start, when I put little asterisks by the titles of the ones that I really liked, and I stand by that. There's 2 that one particularly that just is a highlight for me.
All right, I got my top 3.
All right.
I wrote down my top. How many did you write down?
I just put one specific one, but I have a second one I can reference too.
Okay, so since we'll go since you have two, I have three, I'll start and we'll kind of
Back and forth.
tag team it. How about that?
Sounds good.
So for me, episode 21, the agreement dissection. The roommate agreement just getting ripped to shreds by an actual lawyer. I loved it because the roommate agreement has been a subplot throughout the entire series. That there's this agreement that Leonard literally like breezes through, kind of just signs just because Sheldon is such a difficult person to deal with. It's just easier to just sign. So to have an actual lawyer like really just shred it apart was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Cathartic.
Yes. All right.
So
You.
my top one was episode 13, the love car displacement. And I have to say that this is the one where they go on a trip, and I always love ones where they go on a road trip or do some sort of trip, something to get out of the apartment, the typical scenery. But this reminded me of some of the best Frasers that I loved as a kid watching. It was just the humor is right up there, and everything building and escalating until the explosion at the table presentation, and they're yelling at each other, and Sheldon doesn't know what's going on, and then Penny's in the audience yelling, and culminating with Penny's like, "Is anybody going home?" And the handsome guy's like, "I am. I'll give you a lift." And Leonard looks around and goes, "No!" It's just, I freaking loved it. Great episode, and everything was just top marks there.
That was actually my second favorite episode for all those reasons. Seeing them outside of the apartment, going on a road trip together, how they kind of operate outside of their normal space, but then Sheldon is still like taking over everything like that.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
that was a good one. And then my next one was, and it's weird because I liked it because of the secondary story. I'm having trouble remembering the primary story, but the oh, my dog is making noise. How do you prestidigitation approximation with the magic card trick, and building that joke throughout it, where and ending on it being a scam that Howard has people brought in and Sheldon just can't get it, and Sheldon trying to replicate it, and that's one of my noteworthy moments too, is Sheldon first of all having the scanner and going bippity boppity boop, it goes beep. And then he has his phone text him. He goes, "My phone's texting me for no reason." And everybody's looking at it like, what the fuck just happened?
The wand is showmanship, and the beep is none of your business.
Exactly. Show. And then he's like looking into using radioactive dye or something on the cards. Yeah. And, oh man, that joke really made me laugh, and high moment made it a high episode. That just the whole thing, and we had some other stories to it, but that joke just made that episode for me.
My third favorite episode is the 21-second excitation. That was the return of Will Wheaton, and it wasn't even the A plot. It was just like what you said. It was the B plot where when Amy infiltrates the girl group.
Yeah,
It was like their first bonding experience, where Amy is like, "I'm a girl. Shouldn't I go to girls' night?" And they're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And she doesn't know what to do, so she's like wiki howing how to do everything.
Yeah. That's great when the B plot is living up to the A plot or outshining it, because you know the A plot's going to be pretty decent, so the whole show is really doing a great thing when both plots are fantastic like that.
Yeah.
And
So those are our best episodes.
those are good ones. Again, like I would like to see. I think too much Will Wheaton be a bad thing, but like you said, you're picking an episode with him, and I just love that rivalry. I think it really brings the show to life and keeps me wondering what's going to happen with that because it builds a little bit and gets a little bit crazier each time, right?
I know. All right. Should we move on to best guest actors?
Yeah.
So I actually took the time to like go through every episode. So it's kind of crazy that every episode, with the exception of two, only two episodes don't have a guest actor. So for all intents and purposes, I'm not counting Bernadette and Amy.
Yeah, I think that's
Just
fair.
because they will, like, spoiler alert, but they will become series regulars. So at this point, it's kind of the build up to it. So I'm just not going to count them. So there was only two episodes that did not feature a different guest actor at all. So that was episode 12 and episode 14. Otherwise, in episode 1, I'll give you the title too. I should probably just give the titles too.
Fair.
Because everyone wants to know this information. All right. So in episode 1, the robotic manipulation, we had Vernie Watson as the nurse. In episode 2, the cruciferous vegetable amplification had Steve Wozniak.
Yeah.
In episode 3, the Zazie substitution, Laurie Metcalf as Mary Cooper. In the Hot Troll deviation, we had Katie Sackhoff and George Takei. In episode 5, the Desperation Emanation, we had the return of Stewart, Kevin Sussman, and Charlotte Newhouse as Joy. In episode 6, we had Artie Mann as Priya, who will come back in multiple episodes later. The Apology Insufficiency, episode 7, Eliza Dushku and Neil deGrasse Tyson. Episode 8 had the 21-second excitation, had Will Wheaton and Eric Andre as Joey. Episode 9, the boyfriend complexity, had Keith Carradine as Penny's dad. Episode 10, the alien parasite hypothesis, was Brian Thomas Smith as Zach, one of our favorites. Episode 11, the Justice League recombination, that's the one of our favorite episodes with the cosplay. Return of Stewart and Zach. Then the bus pants utilization, episode 12, had no one. Our favorite episode, episode 13, the love car displacement, had Rick Fox as Glenn. 14, the thespian catalyst, had no one. Episode 15, the benefactor factor, had Jessica Walter as Mrs. Latham and Joshua Molina as President Siebert. Then episode 16, the cohabitation formulation, had Priya and Mrs. Wolowitz. Episode 17, the toast derivation, had LeVar Burton. Stewart comes back. Barry Kripke comes in. Zach and Priya. So lots of people in that episode. Episode 18, the prestidigitation approximation, had Priya in it. Episode 19, the Zarnecki incursion, had Priya, Lanny June as Officer Shin, Chris Reed as Todd Zarnecki, and Mrs. Wolowitz. Episode 20, the herb garden germination, Priya. Well, Priya's in the rest of the season, so I'll just stop naming her.
Fair.
Herb garden germination, episode 20. Raj's parents are in there, Brian George and Alice Amter, and then Brian Green as himself. The Agreement Dissection, episode 21, had Arnold Chun as Hojun and Crystal the Monkey as Ricky.
Yeah.
Episode
Ricky.
22, the Wildebeest implementation, had Tiffany DuPont as Angela and Whitney Avalon as Elsie. Episode 23, the Engagement Reaction, had Phil Abrams as Dr. Bernstein and Mrs. Wolowitz. Then episode 24, Mrs. Wolowitz and Raj's parents. So a lot of a lot of repeat actors, but a lot of new ones at the same time.
And some surprise ones too, like LeVar Burton. I had forgotten that he just shows up at the end of the episode, right? And he's like, "That's the last time I'm taking a Twitter invite or something."
Yep. No more Twitter.
No more Twitter. Like, that's great.
So,
And
did you
also,
have any? Oh.
That was something too. Is that I'm like, oh, Steve Wozniak. Like, I thought he was just on it, and like he's on episode 2, so like just went by fast. I really like him. My favorite is gonna be Zach. I love Zach's character. He's great. I think he's funny. He offsets the gang quite a bit. And even though he's not supposed to be very bright, he seems really kind. And I enjoy his character. I think he adds to the show. Although he is kind of a reoccurring character, I'd say super guest star. I love her. Eliza Dushku as the FBI agent is going to be up there for me.
Those are my top ones too, but I'm also throwing on Will Wheaton too, just because it's like what we were saying earlier, just that rivalry, anytime that we see him and how much it infuriates Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, love it. And I'm going to give a shout out to Lanny June, Officer Shin. It was very short. He was the police officer that helped Sheldon when his World of Warcraft account got hacked. I just thought that he played it so well and so believable that he was like a real cop and everything like that.
When Sheldon goes, "It's Dr. Sheldon Cooper," and he goes, "Really?" And then he goes, "Yeah, but not the type of drugs."
It was very believable because a lot of people in short little scenes like that can come across like a little corny, a little goofy and everything, like they would only do like one take and call it good. He played the whole thing very believable, so I'm gonna give a shout out to him.
That's fair.
Yep, and those are the favorite guest actors.
So I tallied up points for this season. I have 33 points of not being like Sheldon and 29 points of being like Sheldon. And it put me at a total of 135 not Sheldon and 129 Sheldon. So a few more on not Sheldon this season, and on the larger scale, about 6 points different not being like Sheldon.
Any noteworthy ones that you want to shout out?
I didn't look into it that much. Take a quick look. One that came up was in episode 13. The way Penny yells, "Shut up, Sheldon," just reminds me so much of people saying, "Shut up, Ryan." And not even being mean, or I mean, it can sound mean, but it's just because Sheldon and I both have a tendency to overtalk and maybe share too much information without even realizing what we're doing. We're just talking, and people are like, "Shut up." So that one stuck out when I was going through my notes. I'm like, yeah, that one still lives up very, very much like that. Very much like
Got it. Well, nice. Should we move on to IQ points then?
Yeah.
So this season, we assembled 121 IQ points.
It's a bit of IQ there.
Yeah, we learned a lot. I forgot a lot, but I also learned a lot too.
And it's weird because there's stuff that I remember, but I don't remember doing, like, the IQ point. And when I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's where I learned it. We did a freaking IQ point on it.
Yes. So I compiled my top 7. Well, top 7, but in no particular order.
I did top 5, no particular order.
All right. Do you so should I just start at the top?
Sure.
I'll go with mine. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We'll kind of popcorn this again. So the first one on my list was in episode 4, the Hot Troll Deviation. We looked into sex in World of Warcraft and video game infidelity. I just thought it was fun. Just going like more background on World of Warcraft, because I actually was kind of curious, like, how do you have sex in World of Warcraft? Oh, I actually highlighted something incorrect that I actually have top 8.
Oh.
So I actually do have a favorite one, but I'll say that one at the very end.
It's more so than the others.
Yeah.
And I'm not completely sure what makes these favorites. They're ones that and stand out in my mind and that I think about like a few times a week for whatever reason. Episode 9 had two of them for me. And the first one was the origin of pizza. And talking about some of the legends behind it, and the margarita pizza being from the queen or who came and really liked the colors, which was the Italian flag. And I've been able to mention that in just passing conversation several times since we had watched episode 9. So that I just freaking love pizza, so it made me happy.
That made my list too. But my next one is episode 5, the Desperation Emanation. We asked the question, can you really exude desperation? So we were looking into like how the pheromones can actually turn off the other sex. Like they can actually kind of detect it.
Almost put that on my list. I read through it. I'm like, I remember talking about this now. Like, it's really interesting. Desperation pheromone. So my next one was, again, still in episode 9, the discussion of Monopoly. And this doubled down, and it helped explain why there's so many versions of Monopoly, because technically the game isn't fully copyrighted, like the font is, and the pieces are, and the symbols. But if you have different symbols with different fonts and different game pieces, like you can make Monopoly about anything. And this corresponded because I watched Heretic right after it with Hugh Grant, and he uses Monopoly as a metaphor for religion, saying basically this game existed, other people have taken it, it's been a while since I saw the movie, and the question is, how do you know which board game's the real one? How do you know which religion's the real one? And it kind of doubled down on the fact that I think the history of Monopoly and what it means to civilizations and board game players is pretty cool. So yeah, I like that one.
Nice. The next one on my list was on episode 7, the Apology Insufficiency, the capybara. And that became one of my favorites because after we did this IQ point, it's one of those little moments in life where, when you learn something, then all of a sudden you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
This is that for me, where like I learned what a capybara was, and then I just saw them everywhere on TV, on the news, people talking about it at work and stuff like that. It was just kind of this weird thing where the moment I learned about it, I can't not see it now. So every time I'm like, oh, that's a capybara.
I know what that is. What was the IQ point on? Like, do they eat their own waste or something?
Yep.
Was that...
And
yeah,
they do.
That's what I remember.
Yep.
So my next one, and, this is episode 10. I swear I didn't just look through and find all the connected, like, in the middle of the IQ points in the middle of the show. This one stands out in my head, and I don't know exactly why, but the origin of the heart symbol, specifically that it most likely corresponds with the sea pods known in this ancient city, and how they had put those sea pods that they sold and like made their export, right? They put it on their coins, and I thought that was weird until I saw one of those coins. I'm like, holy shit, that's the heart symbol before the heart symbol was the heart, right? So that one always stands out. Like, where did the heart symbol come from? Oh, it was a sea pod that they actually kind of worshipped and had on their coins. Maybe not religiously, but it was part of their culture and who they were, so it was on their money.
Nice. My next one is in episode 11, the Justice League Recombination. Why does everyone hate Aquaman? Because it always kind of like weirded me out. Not weirded me out, but it always like kind of. I was always wondering why. What's wrong with Aquaman? Why does everyone hate him so much? And it was just because he was just back in the past, like in the 60s or 70s when he first came around. He was just like an extra character that they kind of just threw in.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like useless in fights. He didn't really do anything. He was just he was literally just a background character.
Yeah.
But they made him awesome. So it's like...
He had his day as a son, right? they made it work. My next one is episode 12, learning about the man who invented the theremin. And learning that he was a Russian spy working for RCA and had to go back to Russia when they found out, and he disappeared for a long time, leaving his wife and this musical instrument. Like, where the hell did he go? He was a Russian spy. It's just amazing to me. Like, weird.
Even spies need hobbies.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
My next one is in episode 21, The Agreement Dissection. Is Sheldon's new agreement null and void? And this was at the very end when he basically blackmailed them into signing his new agreement.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like, Priya, you should know this.
That you can't be forced into signing the contract because
this is not a valid agreement anymore.
My last one is in episode 16, and I couldn't remember what episode this was in. I had to look it up, but it's one that stands in my brain, and I've actually brought it up several times. But I discuss sex noises and the notion that most noises are fake, and that I think the statistic I got was like between 60 and 70% of women use sound to get their partners to finish more quickly. And I'm like, that's so sad that sex noises are like so big in our culture, but most of them are fake. Like, we don't usually, like, it's a performance type thing typically. So.
All right, I have two more. So, one that we just did, episode 24, in the roommate transmogrification, the Code of Hammurabi. We learned that an eye for an eye is not an eye is not for an eye, essentially.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it, right?
Yeah, so basically most of us use eye for an eye and retaliation and retribution very incorrectly according to the Code of Hammurabi.
And wasn't there one in it too that what was the one that I had you say? It was like, if a woman goes into it,
something, she get like, it was very extreme that like the result is she gets burned. Yep.
Right.
Like,
if she goes into a casino, she gets burned. Like, what? It was so horrible.
Oh my god. This is not an equal exchange.
That's not an eye for an eye at all. That's way over. It's a lot of eyes for one eye.
Well, my favorite IQ point, which I noted at the very top and I totally just glanced over it, was episode 17, the toast derivation, the origins of toasting.
That's a solid one too, and that's one that actually has come up. I've done different toasts and I've talked to people about it, so I'm surprised I didn't think of it for my list, but it's one that I do think of regularly too since we talked about it.
Well, those are our IQ points, and like I said, if you're a first-time listener, then you can actually go back to all of our old episodes where we break down all these IQ points. So if you want to learn more, check out our old content. And while you're at it, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe.
I have a couple theories as we move forward. I think I've talked about some of them, but I wanted to just kind of mention it before we wrap this up.
Lay it on
what
us.
might happen. I do believe Priya's going away. I feel like she's going to move away this season and not be a regular character. She might come back in later seasons, but I don't think she's going to get stopped. She's not going to say, like, I want to make this work and I'm going to hang out. So that's one theory, that she is moving away. That's not going anywhere. I don't think Bernadette and Howard are going to get married. I'm going to be really surprised. I was surprised she said yes to the proposal. So my theory is that they'll probably get really freaking close. And I'm thinking like on How I Met Your Mother, where, what's her name? I call her Blonde Doctor because she was Blonde Doctor in Scrubs.
Stella.
Yeah, Stella. They make it basically to the aisle and she runs off with her ex, right? And I think that they could get that close. I think it would be interesting and funny and build stuff up. I think Leonard is going to be upset about Penny and Raj, that he's going to think that they slept together and that he's probably going to hold it against her at least a little bit. I don't think he should. I don't think that's fair because they're broken up, but I think he's going to, even though he's with Priya and it was with Priya when it happened, he's going to be kind of upset and probably kind of reminded that he still has emotions for her because he's so upset. He maybe not mean to her, but he's going to realize that it bothers him so much that he does have emotions. Yeah, I have down here that they should give more episodes for Leonard to realize he can try to make it work with her, and that she seems to be realizing that she still has emotions with him. So how that's going to work out, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guessing that probably towards the middle of the season, he's going to find out that she is interested in him, and probably towards the end of the season, they might start actually working on their issues together. That would be my guess. It's probably not going to happen quickly, but with the things she said and what's going on with Priya, it seems like this season things are going to turn around a little bit for Leonard and Penny. And then this is a big one, but I think Sheldon and Amy are going to sleep together. And I'm not sure it's going to be this season, but it's coming, and I'm going to be so curious on how it actually happens and goes down. But the issue with the cats made me realize, and that's what made me have this one, that he, even though he's not admitting it, has emotions for her. They are deep and they are in his head, and something's going to happen. I'm curious how that's going to happen. Those are my theories.
That's great. I wish I could confirm or deny some of them, but I'm just gonna remain silent. But all right, any other last minute thoughts on season 4?
That's all I have. Great season.
All right. Well, this is a short one. Our recaps are usually short, but we are going to dive right into season 5 next episode. But before we sign off, thanks again for listening. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube at Theoretical Nonsense Pod. Email us at theoreticalnonsensepod@gmail.com. And we'll see you next time when we talk season 5, the Skank Reflex Analysis.
See you then.
This was Theoretical Nonsense, the Big Bang Theory watch-along podcast. No PhD required. Our intro and outro music is by Alex Grohl. Thanks for listening.
God, that's way off.